Hello there, lovely people. My name is Sophia, and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. Today, I'm renovating 910 Medina Studios, which is an apartment in the Arts Quarter of San Moschino, and this is the apartment that Salim Benali normally lives in, and it's the smallest apartment that came with City Living, but I wanted it to be even smaller, so I blocked off a significant portion of the apartment using a platform, which you can probably see. But I used the Blooming Rooms kit significantly in this apartment, which, if you didn't know, is the most recent kit to come to The Sims 4, and it's essentially a plant kit. And I love it dearly. It is such a good kit. Has to be my favorite kit so far. I just love everything about it. There's a couple objects I don't really like, but they're good quality, so I bet there's other people who would enjoy them. But as you can see, I'm going for a very bright and mint color scheme in this apartment. Those shelving units from the new kit are gorgeous. I love them so much. They feel kind of retro vintage to me, and I really love how they look, and I use them to create an entertainment unit here for the TV. And I'm just grabbing out the couches now, this sofa from Get Famous, and I'm going to be pairing it with this one from Movie Hangout. I really do love the furniture that came with Movie Hangout. If only there were some more neutral swatches, because probably, as you know, Movie Hangout is bonkers when it comes to color, but good pack. I like it. And here I used a Spa Day towel knob, I'm pretty sure that is, to make it look like this cabinet has a sliding glass door. And I did end up putting a Lindsay smart speaker in that cabinet, but it is actually not accessible because you can't click through the glass in these cabinets, unlike with the tiny living bookshelves and other glass cabinets where you can click through the glass. You can't on these ones, so everything in there is inaccessible, and it made it kind of hard to decorate, but I like how it looks in the end, even if it isn't fully functional. But the TV works, which was the main point. But this is going to be the kitchen. I just sort of slapped it in the corner because I forgot I needed a kitchen until I'd already set up where the bedroom and the living room were going to be. But the kitchen's probably the weakest link of this apartment in my opinion, but it's still pretty cute and I do like it. And I just put a little tiny living bar height dining table over there, and those stools are actually from Luxury Party Stuff, which is a terrible pack, and I don't blame you if you don't have it, but I really love the ottomans and the stools that came with that pack, so I used them here. But if you don't have that pack, no worries, that's literally the only thing I used. But I'm just back to the entertainment unit here, cluttering it up. I get a fish tank from Snowy Escape, lots of boxes, and of course tons of plants. The sim who lives here must absolutely love plants because they are everywhere. I put them everywhere and they're just so pretty. I love most of the plants that came with this kit, all but one I really do love, and I especially like these ones with the pink swatches. The leaves of the plants themselves came with so many swatches in this kit that it makes me so happy. I didn't think I'd really like the pink ones when I first looked at this kit because I thought, well, when am I going to use those? They're really colourful, but they're very pretty, and it might make me do some more colourful builds more often. But I'm just going to be getting some leaning artwork on top of these cabinets here, and I don't remember what else, probably another plant. Yeah, another plant. It has a few shadow issues near walls, that plant, but it's still very pretty. And I'm now just going to clutter up this bookcase from Snowy Escape with a bunch of books and other knickknacks and things like that. And you can see that Jungle Adventure mirror behind it, which is very pretty. I use the Jungle Adventure mirror twice in this apartment just because it's really nice, and it's not the one I put by the bed in the end isn't accessible, so it's fine that there's multiple mirrors in this apartment, so your sim can definitely access them if they want to. But yeah, just getting so much clutter on this shelf, and because this apartment is so small and I made it even smaller, I thought it wouldn't take me very long to decorate this apartment, but it actually took me as long as a normal apartment does because I put so much attention to detail. This is a very cluttered apartment for me, and I'm really happy with how it looks, but it took me longer than I thought it would. But I'm just getting some accent walls here. That I had one in the bedroom, but I wanted another one in the kitchen just to match those mint cabinetry, because we don't really have that many nice mint swatches in The Sims, which is sad, especially if you want to play the Not So Berry challenge, because the first generation is mint. But there was a few swatches that matched, and I really struggle with upperhead cabinets for the kitchen here. And speaking of the kitchen, where I'm placing that garbage bin now, it wasn't accessible, so I ended up moving it beside the fridge because that shelving unit besides the fridge blocked the water pipe. So I had to delete that. I put the bin over there, and I moved the pet bowl over beside the bookcase because I did imagine the sim who lives here had a cat. So there's all the necessary cat items in here, and I'm just adding some of these lovely leaf curtains above the stove, and I use them everywhere, mostly above windows as curtains as they're supposed to be, but I thought they were really cute there. Don't really care if it's a fire hazard because at least it looks pretty. And I added a few more windows into this apartment using the tool mod, which you may have noticed if you're familiar with this unit. I added another one into the kitchen here, that left hand one there I added, and I'm gonna add one in the bathroom as well. And they're just, I really like how they looked. I wanted more light in the space, and I didn't like how uneven it looked in the kitchen if I'd only had one window. But here I'm mixing and matching curtains, so we got these lovely white ones from Cottage Living. I really love these blinds, I use them quite a lot. And of course with these leaf curtains, it's funny how they're curtains. I would have expected them to be more wall decorations than anything, but at least because they're curtains, they're easy to find. But just getting one of those pretty sconces from Cottage Living with the mason jar and the fairy lights inside, that's such a cute item. But you can see that I added a tea brewer into this apartment. That's the only additional appliance there is because there just wasn't much counter space. And here I'm cluttering up the shelving thing, which is very cute. I don't know if I'll use it that often. It's from the new kit, but it has some lovely swatches and it's really high quality. So if I ever do use it, it will look very pretty. But I had to remove it here because it did block my sim from accessing those pipes. But I just get this big plant here, which I really like. I love the swatches that came with this stuff. There's so many bright colors, but I love that they also included neutrals like black and white consistently across all of the plants and items, which makes me very happy. But this is the bathroom. It's the only bathroom in this apartment. It's just a there's just a stand-up shower in here, you know, toilet sink. I always use that toilet from Tiny Living, and I paired it with the matching sink, and very white and pristine in here. I actually really like this bathroom, which is funny because I don't really put a lot of effort into my bathrooms. I feel like they always look the same. They always end up kind of boring, but I'm really happy with how this one turned out, and I really like those wall plants in the glass little planters. Those are so cute. You can see me inspecting all of the swatches on that because I hadn't taken a closer look at it beforehand, but I thought it was really nice. And just adding another plant and a painting from Snowy Escape, and funnily enough that plant doesn't block my Sim's access to the breaker box, so you'll have no routing problems in this apartment. And I considered for a second using the hanging lights that came with this kit, but the wall height in here was just too high. I find it really funny how this apartment from City Living, it's the smallest apartment that we got, but it has the tallest wall height, so kind of hard to use some of the items in game, especially since we didn't get any other wall height versions of that light, which is a bit sad, but I don't really mind. It's sort of expected at this point with The Sims. But yeah, I just added another window in here in the bathroom, and I wanted to add some plants underneath the window, but I was getting a few shadow issues that I didn't really think looked nice, so I decided not to, and I'm just adding some base game curtains. These curtains got an update fairly recently to change the swatches, and you can see me being overly meticulous about making sure that the curtain rod doesn't stick out into the bathroom. But just gonna be getting some fairy lights and these what's it called, bedside tables. They are also base game, and they have a pun name which I appreciate. They're called Acute Anglet, which I think is really funny. But you can see me place down those paintings from Tiny Living, which I thought matched perfectly because they're of plants, and I thought they fit the style very nicely. And I also went with a more Pinterest boho kind of vibe for this apartment. So there's a few gold accents here and there in the apartment, like you can see with that vintage Glamour lamp I placed down. And I didn't imagine it was like real gold or anything. I imagined the Sims spray painted it themselves, like on the concrete outside of their apartment, that kind of DIY vibe. But here I'm just adding a dresser, and even though it's very squished in this bedroom space, everything is fully functional. My sim could access both sides of the bed. They couldn't use this mirror because I placed that ottoman from bowling night in front of the bed, and I didn't even try to make my sim sit on that ottoman because I did put a basket of blankets on top. But yeah, like I said before, no routing issues in this apartment really. Everything that needs to be is accessible in the final version uploaded on my gallery. But this is the entryway that I neglected because I forgot about it. It's very small. I just get a coat rack and some shoes and even more plants because plant lovers apartment, how could I not put even more plants? And yeah, just a coat rack. I think I get a nice base game rug in here that's pretty minty. I was considering adding a few more accent walls in here, but I just go with that brick in the end. I think that brick is from base game. I used a lot of base game wallpapers in this apartment. I think only base game wallpapers actually, and they were very pretty. That one with the paneling and the periwinkle paint on the top of it, I just think it was so pretty. I never really used that wallpaper, so I was very happy to use it in this apartment, and I think it looks so good. I'm really happy with how this apartment came out. It's not my usual thing because I don't do a lot of pastel apartments, but I really want to try that more often because we got some really nice pastel swatches with this kit, especially the mint ones. I love it so much. And here I'm realizing I forgot a litter box, but I couldn't fit it anywhere else, so I put it in the bedroom. If that annoys you, you could probably just scooch some things around to make it more convenient, I don't know, but it didn't stop my sim from accessing the bed, so I didn't see a problem with it. And here I'm using the tool mod to rotate some towels and meditation stools to look like pillows. I did this on both the bed and the couch and armchair. I cut most of it out because it took me a while, but I like how it looks in the end. I didn't really like how empty the couches were looking, so I just decided to put some pillows on top. It was kind of confusing, not gonna lie, because I'm not the most skilled at the tool mod, but I'm happy with how it came out in the end. You can just see me positioning them here so they don't clip through the back of that couch, and reconsidering the rug that I placed in the kitchen. I always seem to struggle with deciding on rugs. I end up going with this one from Tiny Living. I can't remember what swatch I landed on in the end because I just could not decide what swatch I wanted to use. But here I'm just putting a painting above the bookcase from Snowy Escape and a few more plants, of course, because plant apartment, how could I not? But we are coming up to the end of this video now, so I just wanted to say thank you for sticking around. If you like this video, you could hit the like button or leave me a comment to tell me what you think. It would absolutely make my day, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!